Put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, the podcast from the web series The Two Dicks. I'm El Ducharme. I'm on board in port in New Brunswick, Canada, St. John to be exact. I'm safe right now. And then my partner just endured the forces of nature from Hurricane Ian in Clearport, just west of downtown Tampa. And he and his lovely gal have survived along with their pet puppy, Teddy. And let's go live right now. Al Romas, you're there, thank God. How are you, pal?
Hey, Al, I don't know if you hear me out here. I'm blowing into a microphone. Anyway, yeah, this is Ian behind me. If you're on the Patreon, you're watching it. This is, you can see, I'm going to bend over here. Look at the eye. Look at the eye of this goddamn thing.
That's massive.
And, but we stayed. We hunkered down, man. People split, and there was a decision had to be made. And I made the executive decision. I said, we'll stay. Let's ride it out. Let's see what happens.
Navy man.
Yeah, I guess that's the reason.
So,
I don't know what the reason.
So you had a couple.
Where are you going to go? My reason was, look at the size of this thing. Where are you going to go?
Here's the mistake.
Where are you going?
Ian was very unpredictable. And I actually thought kudos at this point in juncture to your governor and the emergency crews and the weather people, because this was a very erratic storm. And they were on top of every time Ian shifted, they announced it. Unfortunately, when they said, okay, don't evacuate until we tell you if you have to evacuate. And it kept changing. So by the time some of the evacuation notices came, it was too late for many people. And they're like, I guess we're just going to weather it. And depending on where you are, you guys are a little inland. So you made that executive decision because you weren't worried about a surge. And that's where the most lives are taken during the surge. And I'm sorry I'm just repeating what I've been hearing for the last 5 or 6 days.
Yeah. But it's true. You know, the old hurricane adage is hide from wind, run from water. Now, if I was in an evacuation area and thought we were going to get water in here, and I'm gone. Yeah, I'm taking off. I'm not some moron. But where we are, there's not going to be flooding. And the rest of it's wind. And anywhere you go in Florida is going to have wind. So what's the difference if we're sitting in a hotel room with lose power and the thing's shaking all night? Then if you're here at your house and you can control it a little bit and try to, steady the ship, as it will. So, we stayed. And it was, you know what? We got lucky, man. We dodged a bullet. Tampa, Clearwater area. It was a rainy night. It was wind and a rainy night. But other than that,
you didn't lose your power, right?
No, never lost power. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, they did a good job. I mean, DeSantis did a good job. I mean, don't say gay in front of him. He'll freak out. But otherwise, everything was what I like too is he didn't roll up his sleeves. I hate that move when these politicians show up and they have no jacket and sleeves. Like you weren't doing anything. You don't need your sleeves rolled up.
No, but he was able to relay the information because there was so many moving parts, so many different departments, and so many great people in the state of Florida handling things. And again, initially, I don't know if there were mistakes, but right now, from my standpoint, receiving the information, I thought they were really on top of things for such an erratic.
As much as you can be. Yeah. I mean, like Sanibel Island, beautiful part of Florida off Marco Island and near Naples. It's pretty much gone. I mean, the bridge is gone. You can't get there. They have to be rescued, and they don't know how many dead. I mean, the flooding. If you stayed on Sanibel Island, odds are, if you have a family member there, there's no way to contact them. There's no power. There's no cell. You can't get there. No bridge. That's where there's going to be devastation. I mean, it's terrible. But again, if I'm on Sanibel Island and you got a Cat 5 looking, I'm not staying there. I'm leaving.
When that thing hits Cuba, I'm in a plane, and I'm flying.
You're on a plane.
I'm in a plane. To Cuba? I'm on a plane. When the hurricane hits Cuba, and I live on one of those little islands, I'm out.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you're
I'm
gone.
heading to
You
Virginia.
gotta go.
I'm going to Richmond.
Speaking of Cuba,
Grab a hotel room for $150 a
hibachi.
night and have a little mini vacation.
There's a great cigar farm in Cuba, the Robania cigar, and you've had one. I think the domestic at
I did.
Davidoff in Tampa, the Robania, the Vegas is very good, but his Cubans are unbelievable. My buddy Emil in Punta Gorda, who I hope did well with the storm. I contacted him last night. He seemed to be okay, but Robania would actually go to Emil's house and deliver these farm cigars, these unlabeled farm. Incredible. Anyway, Robania got crushed yesterday in Cuba. Ian ripped through his farm and ruined it. And things like that you see and just go, that's a lifetime of work.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
Can you rebuild? Maybe, but and again, now if you live on Sanibel, can you rebuild? I guess, but good luck. I mean, it's amazing. That's 3 hours from here where we have a beautiful sunny day here. And nothing really happened. My dog made it through. He's 8-month-old. He didn't. I don't think he even knew it was raining.
That's what I'm saying. He's experienced rain before.
He was unfazed.
He was watching Lion King. Tell the folks.
That's right. He enjoys. I was telling Alfred before the pod. Yeah, he likes to watch the Lion King. He enjoys the songs.
Honestly,
I had never seen it. I don't have kids, right? I never saw it. It's unbelievable. The quality of the. I don't even call it animation. I don't know what the shit that is. That's pretty amazing what they're doing. But I just remember the John Joseph bit. What was in my head from John Joseph from 20 years ago, whatever. The opening song, Pennsylvania, pink pajamas, penguins on the bottom. He's like, I think those are the words. So I never got the bit, even though it's in my head from him doing it 1,000 times. And then you watch Lion King, and it's like, it's a pretty good bit. It sounds exactly like Pennsylvania. Pink pajamas, penguins on the bottom. So, I was singing that to the old boy, and he seemed to be calm.
I just want to make sure
my
that the listeners know that
under a table crying.
She was under.
She was crying.
Poor Kelly. Why did I listen to the Navy man? He hasn't been on a ship in 30 years.
Well, I was a little, it was like rolling the dice because if you make it through, it's like, oh, yeah, that was a good choice. Right. And if we get fucking, God forbid, injured.
Yeah, you're on the news being lifted up into a helicopter in your underwear.
Yeah.
And the dog's crying.
But her family's like, this piece of shit, this fucking asshole endangered our
I still, they're still thinking that. Don't think you're out of the woods just yet, pal. Don't think it's all glorious.
Oh, God.
He's a good man.
But
that guy's a fucking idiot. He's lucky.
I got lucky. Well, that's kind of gambling, right? You got to get lucky sometimes. You roll the dice, man. And I just didn't see where, like we said, I don't know where we're going to go. And then people who left here went to the East Coast, and then last night those hotels are being evacuated. So now you got to leave a hotel, and it's just a mess. It's like
they roll the dice as well.
To Kelly, it's like it's like gambling. You go to a slot machine, it sucks. Then you go to another one. Then you start bouncing around trying to find a hot one. It doesn't work. You're losing, and it's like that. You're just now you're in the car going.
I'm leaving the state. I don't know what people are going. Oh, it's as Tom Cotter says, right. Florida is the penis hanging off the bottom of the country.
Of course he says.
And the Keys are semen dripping on Cuba. I'm paraphrasing. It's poetic, but it's a relatively. You got the Gulf on one side, Atlantic Ocean on the other.
Oh,
it's a magnet for the hurricanes, and
100%. That's why if you look at a map,
it's paradise Tampa, in one way.
Clearwater's been lucky. It's been very lucky though. 1921 was the last big one for this area.
101 years.
But if you look at it, it's sitting on the West Coast, and that thing, it either comes across the water and smacks you, or it goes up the land and goes west. But they tend not to. They seem to get land, and they start heading east and north. And we've been spared over and over. I mean, one of these days, we'll probably get it, but I won't be here. I'll leave. So it's not being risky. I think even like, other people were asking me, are you leaving? I'm like, Well, no.
See, I'm
I don't
thinking
think so. No.
I'm going to go back to leaving the state. I'm out of that state, but it is funny that the people didn't want to take a chance and hunker down, like you said, went east, and then they got their ass whooped the next morning, and they had to evacuate where they were going to, and they probably didn't have to. Unless they were living right on the coast. You're living on the coast, get out, obviously.
Well, you got to leave. You got to leave. And it turned out Miami, Fort Lauderdale was a good area to go. Now, originally, that was not a good area. So, but when you look at last night, if you went to Miami, you were safe. So you run these things also. Last week, they're predicting it. And people are like, I'm leaving Thursday. It's like, it changes every hour. You can't just pick up and go. You got to watch it and then make a decision.
You can't pick up and go to within a 50-mile radius or 100-mile radius. You got to pick up and go to another state.
Sure, if you want to go, we'll go to another state and ride it out, and we'll come back when it's done. Okay, that makes sense. But to go to stay in Florida.
Thank goodness you guys are safe and sound. Now, I haven't been on the news in a while, and
we're safe. I don't know if we're sound.
One report.
What does sound mean? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I can see you're safe. What is sound? Safe and sound. If you're safe, doesn't sound like you're repeating yourself.
But isn't a sound also
be safe?
Like a harbor's safe, right? Isn't this? No, maybe I'm wrong. I thought you, being a Navy guy, you'd know this shit.
No, I don't think it has. I think the safe and sound expression doesn't make sense because I think sound, they're meaning safe. So you're safe and sound. Well, if you're safe,
sound, you mind, and body.
No, I don't think it has that connotation.
If you look up if you look up the definition of one word, it will have many words will have several different definitions.
But that expression, safe and sound, you know what I mean? How'd that become an expression?
So the word mundane means boring in today's modern interpretation of it. But the original interpretation, worldly, meaning knowledge. You traveled mundane. You traveled
mundane.
Yeah, it's one of those Latin bullshit words.
Oh. Well, I feel better about that because many of our reviews, these guys are very mundane. But now I could say we're world traveled, so I like
we're
that.
Worldly.
I'll take it as a compliment now. Thank you. Thank you, people who we're very mundane. I agree with them. And where are you right now? I know I know that cabin. I can see it. I've probably been in it. It's a Royal Caribbean ship, and we're located. Where are you today?
St. John, New Brunswick. We were in Nova Scotia 2 days ago, and then we had a sea day. If you go out on the eastern side of Nova Scotia, Halifax, if you sail out, and by the way, the weather was miserable yesterday. I don't have to talk to you about that, but I didn't get off the ship. And then we sailed around. It's so close to St. John, you just got to whip around. That the captain was just out there at 4 or 5 knots. Yeah, because they're making revenue for a sea day. So there's no hurry. They're saving fuel. Don't talk to me about the cruise lines right now. I just got that email I told you.
Well, you have an exciting trip coming up with Bernie, and you guys are going to do a second honeymoon in Italy. That sounds fantastic. Was there an issue? I mean, that sounds I know you've made plans for over a month. I did. And you've really worked at this, and
we had to wait.
Lovely. Wow.
We weren't allowed to have guests for a year, right? So finally, they allowed the cruise lines. The cruise lines were not allowing the entertainers to take a guest. Because of the whole COVID. Right. So finally, they all start agreeing to let us have our guests. So first one on the list is my wife. And there's a list. Really? And
your wife's your first choice as a guest. Well, I guess you have to.
It's not my first choice, but it's
No.
It would be costly if I went with my.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
It would be costly on both ends, by the way.
It would be very costly. Yeah, in the long run, probably not the worth. It'd be a good week, but not really worth it. Yeah.
And you got to give them 30 days.
Worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 30 days notice to bring a guest. Anything less than 30 days, you can't bring a guest. So then I like 60 days out. I'm like, okay, they allowed it. Can I bring it? And they said, oh, it's too soon. You can't ask a request yet. You got to wait to 30 days out. I'm like, what I have, like a 24-hour period to let you know. And if I miss it,
yeah,
then I can't have
you
a guest.
missed it.
Oh, sorry.
No guest till next month.
No.
But you got her in.
I got her in, and it's
we've been talking about this a little bit.
Yeah, we spent nearly 3 weeks on our honeymoon 18 years ago, and this was going to be a repeat. We were going to join the ship just outside of Rome, and that's where we started our honeymoon 18 years ago. So we said, let's do a little repeat. So we're going to spend 5 days in Rome, and then we're going to zip down to Naples. We're going to go to Mount Vesuvius. We're going to see the volcano that erupted and fried everybody and kept everybody in place.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Amalfi Coast, etc. And just have, a nice 4.5 day Rome, Italy, and whatnot. And then get on the ship and sail to Spain, Gibraltar, Portugal, and then do an Atlantic crossing to Bermuda, and then finally Fort Lauderdale. Boom.
Good God.
I approve her. I book her
Sounds
flight
good.
to Rome.
Lovely.
I get the travel agent to book my flight. We're going together. We're flying first class. I was able to finagle that with points and whatnot. So now we're going on a second honeymoon first class, and then I get the email saying the itinerary has changed, and due to the capacity, basically some bullshit thing about that. They sold my cabin, and they're giving me the heave ho early, and I'd have to fly. They'll fly me from the Azores, but I'd have to pay for my flight for my wife from the Azores, which is going to be astronomical. And
where is the Azores exactly?
I'm losing out on. They're kicking me off a week early, so I'm losing out on a full pay.
Pretty good dough.
And I got to pay for a one-way flight to LA from the Azores for my wife. So this is like thousands of dollars. The whole point was I'm going to have my wife come on my vacation, a second honeymoon, for like $500 because I paid for a one-way ticket. So it went from me spending $500
of mice and men.
It's a $12,000 swing or something crazy. I didn't mean to say the figure.
At least. What was I going to say there with you were in the middle of a rant. I wanted to say something in the middle of that. Oh, where is the Azores? I don't even know where is the Azores
Portugal.
Exactly.
It's off the coast of Northern Africa.
Off the coast of Portugal. Yeah, it's
Northern Africa, actually. No, I'm sorry. What is it? Those are the you're right. It's like a little southwest of Portugal and then north of Africa. I'm sorry, not South Africa. God damn it, I can't get this shit together. The Cape Verde Islands are off the coast of Africa. That's what I was thinking of. But yes, it's Portugal, part of Portugal. And I've been there before. But travel to and from is a fucking nightmare. Yeah, I mean, you gotta fly to. You gotta fly to either Lisbon or sometimes Madrid, Spain, and then fly back to the United States. So I got to buy that ticket away for my wife.
Ooh.
And I'd love to say this doesn't work for me,
but you don't have your flights yet. You don't have your flights yet.
No, they don't book. I have been getting,
so you don't even know. You won't get that flight in time to put her on that flight.
No, sometimes it's a week.
She'll be on her own flight.
It sucks. Everything sucks about it.
Could be less than a week.
And if I was in a better financial situation, I would just say, no, this doesn't work. Either they do it this way or replace me and I'll get something else.
This is why we need more patrons. So if we had more patrons on the Patreon, we wouldn't have to worry about this shit.
Yeah, I could take the hit.
Pumping out podcasts
$5 a
and
month.
videos and things.
I love my Patreon members. My Patreon members are unbelievable. Their support is incredible.
They're the only people we like. I'm whittled it down now. I like the Patreon
If you want us to love you, join our Patreon
else.
page.
Yeah.
There's all links. There's stuff. $5 a month, $60 a year.
And we've got
and I won't be bitching and moaning about my financial situation.
Yeah. So it's so easy. It's an easy fix, folks.
Tell them what they
listen
get.
to this.
Tell them the extras.
Go to Patreon, 2 Dicks, and join a tier. You can get a coffee mug. You can get a coaster. You can get a coffee mug and a coaster. We'll shout out your name. You'll be part of this whole thing. You'll be part of the podcast.
You get
We'll
to see
include
exclusive
you in it,
videos
so.
and videos of the podcast. The regular Joe
That's right.
only gets to see 1 or 2 videos a year. You guys get to see 2 a week. You get to see
The regular Joe
4.
gets the they don't. The regular Joe is listening, and they don't see anything. You want to see, what does Al's cabin look like this week? What does Al, background look like this week? I got to see it.
What is
for $5?
Yeah,
how would you not?
What does Al Romas's hairdo look like this week? It looks like Hurricane.
This is I don't think I haven't showered yet today. So this is waking up without a hat, just kind of throw on, and I walk my dog before the pod. So I've been outside. There's a lot of stuff happening with the hair today. You know what I mean? But I did some new headshots the other day. How about that? When was the last time you did a new headshot, sir? How long are you going on that? Oldie but goldie. Yeah. When they got to think it out.
I'm doing years. It's so funny because we just
had
them.
You're a comedian.
Done. We had them done just before the pandemic. So I'm like, all right, these are good for a couple of years. And then I didn't work. So
your headshot was before the pandemic.
Some of the I have like a half a dozen of them. Some are actually even older, but the latest ones are 2019. We got them in October 2019. That's
okay.
That's be 3 years.
Because the headshot you were using when I worked with you for the first time on the ship, and that was
5 years ago.
That was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So
yeah,
this is what happens when you get a headshot like mine. I didn't realize it, and I looked and I go, these things are 10 years old. I'm just using them now. It's good you didn't change that much, but I wanted more up to date. So Helen Keeney, I contacted our pal Helen, and she had a gal who was a photographer, makeup artist, all that shit. And I went over there and
during
had
the
them
hurricane,
done,
and they didn't have. Yeah, during the hurricane, you got them done, and you didn't
before.
You didn't have to get the big fan, like your wind was blowing.
Oh,
your hair.
We were outside, yeah, wind blown hair. It was literally.
Day before the hurricane,
we're talking while she's taking my pictures. Day before the hurricane, and then I go, "Oh, you all set and everything?" She's a big studio, and she goes, "I guess I don't know." She goes, "I'm gonna stay." I go, "Well, that's fine. Where do you live?" And she's like, "I have a mobile home." I'm like, "You're staying in a mobile home?" She's like, "Yeah." I go, "Why don't you stay here?"
Yeah, in the studio.
A huge studio in a cement bunker with shutters. They had hurricane shutters already down. I go, "Stay here." She's like, "Really? You think so?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I would." Bring some food and just
you're never going to see those
couch.
photos. You're never going to see those photos.
They're digital. They were already sent to me.
I was going to say that SD card is in the mobile home, and it's Dorothy.
No, I think she listened to me. Thank God. Thank God she listened.
The fucking house landed on her.
Yeah, her neighbor's a naked guy in a tub floating by, but my pictures are safe. And it was funny though, because she's a photographer, so all I want is headshots. Boring old comedy headshots. But photographers always want to have fun, so they're like, "I have some hats. Would you like to? You want to hold a hat and do some?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to hold a hat."
Here's a strap.
Want to do some fun shots?
Put the strap on. What do you say?
Well, I didn't.
You don't have to take off your pants. Just
I chose
put it on
not
over
to go blue in my story.
What?
I chose not to go blue. Telling a nice story here.
I really went blue on my last post. I know you pointed that out, by the way.
Well, it was your last post was about being in a hot tub with gay men. How could I not?
No, it wasn't. It was about being in a hot tub with straight men. Two straight men.
Yeah, but it was
straight guy was homophobic, and it was anti-homophobia.
You didn't really go in a hot tub.
It was anti-homophobia and it was pro-gay. So there you go.
Neither of those came across. You really went in a hot tub?
I took some liberties.
You did not go in a hot tub.
I took some. I was observing a guy getting in a hot tub.
Okay.
As I was walking by, and he was telling his friend, he goes, "You're not a homo, are you?" Something like that. So I reconstructed the joke.
Right. Okay.
Because he was doing it to his friend, but I was walking by as a stranger. I'm like, you got to be careful these days with woke nation. So I'm also a comedian, so I like shock humor. So it was all, and I'm not into the cancel culture.
Right. No, I get all that.
And in
My
the
thing
beginning, I was
just like, I
partial
hope you didn't
woke,
go in a
but
hot tub.
the woke movement went way overboard, and it's affected a lot of things, and I don't care for it.
No, no one does, especially people who try to make a living being funny.
Yeah.
You can still tell your jokes. You can do anything. It doesn't really bother me to a degree, but I've had to lose some jokes that I kind of liked, but then I go, that's not a bad thing. Lose some old material.
No,
You got to redo it. That's all right.
you can find,
You know what I mean?
find good in it.
But you don't go in a hot tub, right? You wouldn't. Would you go in a hot alone, or if guys were in a hot tub, would you go in a hot tub and sit?
No,
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not homophobic, but that's one of my. I can't go in a hot
I don't
tub with
appreciate.
men sitting
I appreciate a private hot tub, and
Mhm.
I've gone to a friend's house where
with
they
you,
have a big hot tub, and it's like we're drinking,
right?
and
That's different. I mean, in a hotel or a ship,
it's not my
strangers,
thing,
or
and more
you
so
with your
because of
lover.
COVID.
Remember Saturday Night Live? Yeah. Remember Saturday Night Live? Will Ferrell with their Will Ferrell and what was it? Rachel Dratch. They were the lovers. The
Oh
lover.
yes.
I'm here with my lover. They were disgusting. They would just pour it on, and the other couple would be in the hot tub like, "Whoa, Jesus, my lover and I love her." And, they'd have a cooler. They had an igloo cooler with goat meat in it. We like to have goat meat with my lover. Will you be joining us? Do you have a lover?
Who wrote that, by the way? Who's on the writing staff back then?
I don't know. Will
Smigel.
Ferrell and Jimmy Fallon, all that. It was probably Smigel. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
that'd be the guest
Smigel.
to go to. That'd be the go-to on that one.
Mhm.
And Fallon was talking about it on something, and he said he goes, everyone was giving me shit about breaking these sketches. I start laughing. He goes, Will Ferrell's got his toe all the way up my ass. I mean, he's fucking with me nonstop while we're on air. He's got his big toe literally in my asshole. So, you know, and they're like, "Oh, Fallon sucks." He's like,
because Lauren Michaels was, he would just have a fit if someone broke.
right.
But also
Well,
there were Will Ferrell was one of the guys.
The Carol Burnett thing.
Yeah.
And they break but everyone loved it on Carol Burnett. But
yes.
He didn't want it on Saturday Night Live, but because it became a bit on Carol Burnett, it became a bit. It was literally like, when is Tim Conway going to break Harvey Korman? It wasn't even like watching the sketch anymore. You're just waiting for Korman to start laughing.
But Tim Conway,
which I get it. That
Tim
it
Conway
does kind of wreck the show.
Yeah, Tim Conway was the one though.
Unbelievable.
Because he would go off script. Once he got them, he would just start going off script, and none of them would keep it together.
Right.
But that became the funny part of the sketch. But you're right.
Well, you just YouTube Mama's
Burnett,
family from the Carol Burnett show, and he's that retarded friend with a ear. He's like hard of hearing, and he's wearing a vest and a hat, and he's so dumb but hilarious. I mean, hilarious.
You can't do that now. You can't do it.
All three of them are on they're all a slow adult with a.
You can't do that.
No, it wouldn't fly. But
how many times have you done
brilliant?
Your act?
And it kills me that people. But it kills me that people under 30, 35, they don't know they don't even know who Tim Conway is.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, are you fucking kidding? Genius. I mean, Harvey Korman, holy God. These are giants, and yet people like or they'll do a top 10 of the funniest people, and those guys are never
make
on
it.
the list. Mel Brooks never makes a list.
Yeah.
You know, and you go, oh really? I guess we got Dane Cook. You know, he's on the Dane Cook we like. He's gonna be our guest in a week or two. So if you haven't,
be nice.
We like Dane Cook.
Dane.
I realize that. We're big fans.
Well, I've always been a fan.
We like him.
Total respect to the guy. He just leapfrogged over me by pie. But I can't deny his tenacity, focus, and resilience. Unbelievable.
Sure. Yeah, I was just joking. I did that on purpose because we have Dane Cook. If you didn't know, we have him as a guest in probably about 3 weeks.
He was supposed to be. He was in
the
standby.
Talking Dicks comedy podcast.
Yes, but he was on standby today because we didn't know if you're going to have power or if you'd be breathing because of the hurricane.
True.
So
I made a decision to stay. It could have been the wrong one, but I was proven correct. Now it could have been terrible. But yeah, every now and then you gotta roll them bones, baby. Roll those bones.
I would have threw,
and
I
it
would
might
have
have been
threw
our
Teddy.
bones.
I would
Somebody's
have
been
threw
rolling.
Teddy in the back seat, Kelly in the trunk, and I would have driven up against her will, right up that coast.
Oh, she likes that. She likes things against her will.
I know what she likes. Hey, hold on a second.
Hey now. Hey, wait a second. She's a Patreon member. God's
She
sake.
is. Her
Have
and
a
her
little
sister.
consideration.
Her sister is right.
No, her sister's. No, just Kelly.
Who's her friend?
Nobody's sister is. My sister isn't.
My
your
sister isn't. My wife.
Sisters are not. And your wife.
My niece.
No, she's the only one. Oh, her cousin. Kelly's cousin who lives in Cozumel.
That's what it is.
Lisa.
She lives in
she's
Cozumel?
a patron. Yeah. But
are you serious?
She lives in Cozumel. Yeah. Yeah. She's got a big
Siri. Oh, I
big.
said, are you serious?
I haven't seen it personally, but
cancel Siri.
She's got quite a place in Cozumel, and I believe 5 Irish setters. I believe they have 5. So imagine the amount of around the house. But
wait a minute.
Do a good job cleaning it up. Yeah.
They have 5 Irish setters in Cozumel.
Yeah.
Well, they can probably down there. They can probably afford 5 Mexican guys to clean up after them. Thank you very much. Canceled.
What, Mexican guys don't do cleaning work and
I agree. I agree.
Is that outrageous?
Can't do it.
Is
that
outrageous?
You can't do it out of college. Can't do it.
I'm a big fan, man. Mexican food, Mexican people, Mexican drinks, everything.
Talk about hard working family.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
You bring me your wetbacks. I'm good with it. You know what I mean?
I am.
If I'm running for president, I go, this country needs more wetbacks. And that word might get me in trouble. So, I don't know if I can run for president. Yeah.
I wouldn't use that.
But, no. All right. Hey, by the way, the NFL season, sir, is 3 weeks old. And tonight we're recording on a Thursday. We have Thursday night football. We should do our picks for the weekend and let the listeners know. Last week, I took a bit of a lead in our contest.
I'm going to interject.
I went 3-0 last week, and Al D went 0-3. Go ahead. Just want to say you're 0-3.
I think Aaron Judge should be
0-3.
The headline news here before we get into that.
I don't want to get too sports centric. You know what I mean?
Well, just acknowledge that he hit 61, tying Roger Maris's record.
He did. And Roger Maris's brother or son, I think it was son, was there. And Aaron Judge's mom. And it was great because he's not a steroid freak. He's just doing it naturally, the real way. And talk about betting and gambling. This guy was offered $250 million by the Yankees in spring training. He said, no, I'm going to play out the year, gamble on myself, see what happens.
Because he's looking at 300
He's going to win the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
300 million. He's looking at 450.
What?
When it's said and done. He wants 10 years. 10-year contract at 45 mil.
Yeah, but he's only going to be good for another 4 or 5.
Million.
He's too.
Doesn't matter. You got to give him.
He's too unnatural.
That's why you got to give him the deal. Or else walks.
He's only going to produce.
So
your chances of winning a World Series or playoffs, anyways, is in his 3 to 5
okay.
years.
Okay.
So
but if you're another
you're paying
team,
for that.
but you build the judges' chambers in your stadium. You sell Aaron Judge merch. That money, you're getting it back tenfold. And he's going to win the MVP, the Triple Crown, which is highest average, most home runs, most RBIs. He's going to win that and set the record and be the MVP.
You only got six more games to do that. So calm down, cool your jets.
All right. I'm just saying.
Cool your Mets.
That guy's going to be close to 500 mil. And I think I think the Yankees will do it. And if not, I think he's going to go to San Francisco. That's his hometown.
They don't have it.
Might give him a little discount.
They
have it. They have it.
They have 500 mil or 50 mil for 10 years. Yeah.
These owners all have it. Do they want to spend it? That's the question. They're all billionaires. They have it. Do they want to spend it? But There's a few that can. The Dodgers, the Mets, San Francisco, Boston. Your Red Sox seem to be interested. So we'll see.
It's not going to be
talk
500
about
million.
betting on yourself and winning.
Three fifty.
I'll bet you right now it's between
350.
I'll bet you it's over 4. All right, we're writing it down.
Oh,
This is for what? What's the bet? For a quality stick?
Not a quality one, because that cost me a
LD
fortune.
says...
I think I owe you a stick already.
Yeah, you do. Well, LD says less than 400 mil. And I say anything over that.
Okay.
I say over 400. All right. Yeah. I'll let you buy me a stick when you come to Tampa.
Yeah, I was supposed to come to Tampa twice, but that fleet-wide change, they had me getting off in Colombia instead of Tampa to Tampa.
Oh, you're in Colombia.
Tampa to Tampa. It was like Tampa to Tampa. That's like a 4-hour, 20-minute flight from Los Angeles. It's like so compared to what I usually fly. It's so easy.
You can't go to Colombia. You'll have to go, no, I don't. No more. I'm tired of waking up on the floor.
No, thank you, please.
Remember that one? No, thank you, please. It only makes me sneeze. Then it makes it hard to find a door.
That is Ringo Starr. From what album? The solo album of Ringo Starr. Al Romas, to you.
That's a good question, boy. I'm going to go with I don't know where that song is from. My Ringo solo knowledge isn't great.
It was the second solo album.
I'll say Sentimental Journey.
Yeah.
Well, his first was Sentimental Journey, and that was not it. Then the Ringo album, which was a big hit, but it wasn't on that either. So I don't know. But I know who was the guy who wrote it? It's it's a country western guy. Pretty famous country western singer. He wrote the No song.
Hank Williams.
I don't know.
Kenny Rogers.
I believe that's correct. I think that's it. Oh, he makes chicken.
Hank Williams Jr.
That could be it. Yeah, maybe. Did you ever have Kenny Rogers roaster? Did you ever try one? I don't think I've ever been in a Kenny Rogers.
Same here. Also, do you know Roger Clemens briefly had a chicken place as well? Roger Clemens chicken.
I did not know that. Is that Boston area only, or was that a national chain?
I think it was a regional chain, and they opened one up in Newport, Rhode Island, but it made the news, but I never made it down there.
Yeah, these guys jump on that guy. Had a cigar. I had a Big Poppy. He has cigars, and they throw their name on a label. And
well, it's a Dominican cigar.
It was fine. It's exactly. It's an $8 stick that with his label becomes 15. But it was okay.
And then he gets 2. And they sell 1 million of them, and he makes 2 million.
Yeah, it's not bad.
A year.
Not bad deal.
For being retired.
So I finished 3-0 last week. You're 0-3. Now we are into week 4.
Did you give the results
already? Holy shit!
Did you give the results?
I did. I gave the results. We just went over that. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I had taken Tampa Bay. You took.
I just went to a pub and had 2 beers, by the way.
Okay. All right, Mary. Thank you for that. And 2 beers. I'm loopy. I had 2 beers.
There was 16 ounces.
I'm 11. What the fuck?
34 ounces of beer, dude.
Oh, all right. Okay. Okay.
I have the night off.
Yeah. Giants. You took the Giants over the Cowboys. And you also took the Ravens over the Pats.
The reason I took the Giants, I took the Giants over the Cowboys because Dak was out with a broken thumb.
Yeah.
That was the biggest
Cooper
reason.
Rush playing his fucking ass off. But the Giants blew. They don't have it. I mean, Giants were 2-0. It was all fun and games, but they're not even in the ballpark of competing yet. They got a couple of years to go.
Okay, now.
But this week we have 3 new games, Alfred.
Yes.
3 new games.
I'm going to go
make some picks.
I'm going to go with Miami tonight, which is Thursday night. I know this isn't going to air until Monday, but Thursday night I'm going with Miami.
I didn't do the intro. I'd like to do the intro. Are you ready?
I apologize. Do I have to do anything editing? Did I lose you? Oh, you're frozen. Wow, we made it this far and you're frozen. Did the hurricane hit again? Holy shit. Come in, please. Romas, do you copy? Over. This is command post number 1. Do you copy? Command post number 1 to Romas. Come in, please. Over. We lost contact. Sure, after some technical difficulties, we're back to the NFL picks. So, Thursday night, Miami, Bengals.
In the league where they play for pay tonight, Dolphins, Miami versus who did I say they're playing?
Bengals.
The Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals. So we got the Dolphins versus the Bengals. Alfred, who do you like tonight?
Assuming that he doesn't have a concussion or a back injury, Tua Tagovailoa. How do you say his name?
Wow.
The quarterback.
You got it exactly. I couldn't believe it. I never can nail it like that. That's pretty good. Hold on.
Anyways, I'm going to go with Miami on this. I think that they're better than they're on a hot streak.
The team that went to the Super Bowl, they're better than the team that went to the Super Bowl last year. Really?
Well, but there's been a lot of changes with the Bengals, right? Has there been changes? I guess I'm not familiar with who's who on the Bengals. I'm just going to go with Miami. I'm going to go with Miami. That's my pick. I'm sticking with it.
All right. Very good. I like the Bengals. I like Joe Burrow. I like
Joe Burrow. That's right. Yeah.
They went to Super Bowl, and I think they're better than they record. So I think they're gonna beat on Miami. I think Miami's gonna be exposed. They're 3-0. They don't deserve it.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this
so next game?
Is it in Cincinnati or is it in Miami?
I don't. That's a good question. I don't know that offhand. Does that matter? Really?
Yeah.
No. Well, it's too late. You're locked in, sir.
I'm locked in.
You got the Dolphins. You're locked in. The next game is your Patriots taking on the Green Bay Packers in the league where they play for pay.
Is this going to be in Green Bay?
Look, sir, I don't have fucking breakdown in front of me. I'm asking you to pick 3 teams.
I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers and his crew, Green Bay, because they
over your hometown New England Patriots. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a different fan now that TB left for TB.
I got you. All right. Well, I'm going to go with the Patriots to make it fun and interesting. I think the Packers will win probably convincingly, but for the sake of our contest and, talking, it's more fun if we have separate teams. So I'll take the Pats. Mac Jones is hurt, I think. So I don't even know who's the quarterback.
He's got a back injury.
Yeah. The team's a mess.
It is.
Yeah, Boom. It's no good. And in the third game, we pick 3 every week. In the third game, this is in the league where they play for pay. The New York Football Giants meet the Chicago Bears. Who you liking on this one, Alfred? New York Giants.
That's not an easy one. That's the most difficult one out of all of them, I think.
2 shitty teams. So, yeah, it's a tough one. Neither team really is going to show up, but we'll see.
I mean, I think you should go with your Giants.
We'll see.
Go with your Giants. And for fun,
I will.
I'll go with the Bears. How's that?
For funsies. Yeah. So to recap this week's picks, Al Ducharme wants the Packers over the Patriots. He likes the Bears over the Giants. And he likes the Miami Dolphins over the Super Bowl almost winning Bengals.
And I don't like Teddy barking in the background.
And that's my dog. Teddy barking it up. He probably needs a walk.
Unaware of hurricanes.
Unaware of podcasts.
He's watching TV, drinking beer, eating popcorn, and Kelly's under the bed, biting her nails.
Weeping. Yeah, that's pretty much that was the scenario last night. That was pretty close. I was like I was having a cigar and a little cocktail thinking I hope I made the right decision here because this could go horribly or it could look
It was
good in the long
50-50.
run. So
50-50. And
50-50.
how many
What are you gonna do?
hurricanes have you experienced now living down in Florida, mostly in Tampa, over the last 20 plus
Yeah.
years?
Probably about 10, maybe 10. And the big one was Charlie when I first moved here, and it was coming right to Tampa. And it was like, well, that's it. We're fucking done. And then it veered off a little north and hit Punta Gorda, coincidentally. Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda got leveled on that one. And but I've been lucky. Like I said, Tampa's been lucky. I've been lucky here. I only evacuated one time, and really there wasn't any real damage when we came back. So I've been fortunate, but this is a good area to live if you're thinking and listening. Think, I'd like to live in Florida. Well, Tampa west side, Tampa, Clearwater, Dunedin, pretty safe. Pretty safe so far. Yeah.
And it's
going on a
become
limb
more
here.
popular
Pretty
in
safe.
the past 5 years or so because everybody's gone up there because the price of real estate was going bananas.
It was.
And now
And
on bananas in Tampa.
it went bananas here. And also, with the teams doing so well, you're getting national coverage all the time. And people are going, oh, that city looks nice. And they show the beaches and all the beauty shots of downtown. So people are sitting home going, well, that doesn't look bad. We should maybe move there. You got Brady here. The Rays are good.
Long
Island,
come down and
New
stay.
England. They're like, why would I go back?
Why am I dealing with these winters? Yeah. I'm in my 40s, 50s.
No state taxes. Yeah, man. No state taxes.
They get you on the other end.
There's a lot of, do they? I like it on the other end. I don't mind getting it on the other end. Hey,
you better get a hot tub.
I'm not a hot tub guy. I don't, I just don't see it. I don't. I mean, it's fine. I enjoy it. It's fine. But there are people who love the hot tub. They love that lifestyle.
No, I like it.
Be kind of a swinger.
If I'm injured, sore, or something, I think it's great.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, let's go to the hot tub. Let's go to the hot tub and talk to a person.
It's kind of gross. And it's kind of gross.
You're bathing in the same water.
A bathtub together.
Yeah, it's
that can't be.
Again,
great.
I've enjoyed it. Like
no,
if I'm at a hotel where they have a gym and they have a hot tub and I'm working out and I go in, there's nobody in there in the middle of the afternoon. I'm in the hot tub.
Nobody in there.
And as soon as the big overweight burly guy comes in, how's it going? I'm like, going good. I'm going away, and I leave. I don't want to be.
I usually just.
I don't want to be there with his big rolls of fat and sweat dripping into the water. That's.
What if he's a nice guy with a good story to tell and quite a exciting background? Why are you judging him on the?
I just slide up a chaise lounge and I sit by and listen.
Problem. No, all right. I don't think there's any reason to say about his fat rolls, and he might probably a good guy. Just his issues.
First time I do a little fat shaming,
mental issues
on the
you never know.
podcast, you call me out for it.
That's right. I didn't care for it. You don't know his life. You don't know his backstory.
Dozens of episodes that you have fat shamed people. I do it once, and you're all over me.
I make a comment every now and then on what I'm seeing. I'm not shaming the fat slob,
right.
You know what I mean? Just because Tubby can't control himself and doesn't have any discipline. I'm not making fun of the fat fuck. I'm just saying, make an effort.
Where are you performing next?
We got our picks in. That's what we needed. We needed our picks in. I wanted those. I will be on the beautiful, lovely Allure of the Seas, luring from Fort Lauderdale. We're going out for 8 days.
I will continue on a second cruise unless they send me an email and change it on the Voyager of the Seas. And that's the northeast corridor up by the Nova Scotia and New Brunswick areas. We're hitting Portland, Maine tomorrow. And then I go to Italy and I join my bride and we will spend some time in Rome and the South. And then I'll jump on a cruise ship. And that's it. That's all I have for you.
Good luck in prison.
Iceberg, dead ahead.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The Two Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What?
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/The Two Dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.